We spoke a little bit about this last week, and so once you've got your data infrastructure clean, we also talked about how these tools are just kind of fancy autocompletes in some ways, and the way Ben might query the data might result in a different deliverable or outcome than I might query the data, even if we're operating off of the same data infrastructure. What is a semantic layer, and what is the role of that in ensuring consistency?
Yeah, that's a great question. And there's a very technical answer and there's more business friendly answer. But at the end of the day, how semantics define English as a language, where it makes it easily understood by everybody. Data also has a semantic structure to it. At the end of the day, a semantics layer is helping consumers of data. It runs behind the scenes. They don't really get exposed to it so much. Uh, Maybe in one-off situations. Uh, Semantic layer is helping you understand where is my data, how is that data organized. If I have to go find net sales, how is that net sales calculated? What data is it pulling in from, right? It does net sales include my Amazon data? Does net sales include canceled orders? Does net sales include return orders? So there is a logic behind how a metric like net sales is calculated. Uh, and semantic layer is, to put it in very simplistic terms, is a mechanism where you actually store these definitions so that anybody who is pointing to net sales as a metric, the underlying logic remains consistent for how to pull it, right? Why is this important? If I'm a marketer, I generally won't be caring so much about return product because my job as a marketer primarily is to drive demand. And if the product is not good and the product gets returned, that is something a marketer should know, but cannot really control, right? So the revenue metric for a marketer may be different. They might be interested more in demand revenue that they're driving, which doesn't include returns. Uh, but for a finance person, returns and cancellations, all of these become important because finance needs that true how much money is hitting my bank account sort of number, right? So when a marketer says revenue, they might mean one thing. When a finance person says revenue, it might mean another thing. And what semantic layer does is it ensures that the right person is being fed with the right definition. But when they say net revenue, they actually get the same definition that is aligned at the business level. That makes sense.
It does. So if I'm understanding everything correctly, your data sits in a structured warehouse. Potentially, you've set up a connector through Claude, and in that connector, there's a middle ground skill or semantic layer that defines for the entire organization what key terms mean when it's being queried.